Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Rise of the Golden Idol, where today we're taking on case number 2, The Pursuit. It looks pretty action-packed. Several years earlier, Chapter 2, The Pursuit, in which a lost power is sought. It would be best if nobody had this power. The thing I've learned about this power from the previous game is that it cannot be used in a way that isn't like it doesn't have horrifying consequences for everyone involved. Okay, the Zen Center Rendezvous. Okay, well, I mean, this doesn't look so bad to start with. Who are you? True, he always was a thief, but did it have to go that way? Before the new dawn, night must fall, I suppose. You are... Okay, this is just a credit card. This woman is crying. She's upset about something. It's okay, we got a lot of potential reasons she might be crying here. Over here in a brazier, a passport burns. That's interesting. A passport with the, the turkey. I can't remember what the name of the fictional country from the last one was, but that is their passport. You're listening to the Psychedelic Hour on Rock FM this fine Friday evening. That was Bad Rug with their short-lived hit, She Pulled Back From My Kiss. The song enjoyed some success earlier this year, but quickly fell right down the charts. Oof. It's just a bunch of sort of related words from the radio broadcast. Okay, fine, I guess. HF. Okay, this is interesting. So the City Gazette, eccentric historians Harmony Foundation receives millions for undisclosed project. So this is our eccentric historian, presumably. Was her hair... Okay, no, that's a wig or something. I was going to say, her hair wasn't like that in the other scene, was it? I know my memory's bad, but I feel like I would have held on to that for at least that long. Okay, so we got some artifacts. Towels, money, suitcase stuff. Normal suitcase stuff. Some more weird artifacts. Or rather, I mean, what seems to me to be pieces of artifacts. And here, just a checklist, because that's in the briefcase for sure. The gem that is checked off here is definitely not in the briefcase. That's interesting. Okay, a spray can and some other stuff. The lid of another spray can. There's a bunch of crazy masks on the wall. That's a very charming skull. As a skull aficionado. Okay, calendar with the phases of the moon marked on it. August 74. Delay the other two till September. First message. Hi, it's your favorite ex-husband. You'll be pleased to hear I'm finally getting sober. As part of the process, I'd like to make amends with you. For starters, I've decided to return that Lunken artifact I took in the divorce. All I ask in exchange is your forgiveness. If you're free on Friday, I could bring it then. Let me know. Okay. This is the chief auditor from OPIG's finance department. I've been going through your foundation's recent payment history, and frankly, you seem to be robbing us blind. Unless you can explain yourself, you can expect a visit from me on Friday, when I'll have to confiscate your credit card and any assets you bought with it. Okay, and she definitely still has her OPIG credit card, so either that meeting didn't happen, or at the very least, the confiscation was unsuccessful. Hey, it's me, your trusty colleague. Sorry I've been off radar. I've been keeping my head down at the Dragonfly Inn. I'll swing by on Friday with our new pointy-eared friend. The one artifact that has, that doesn't have a check mark on the drawing on the inside of the safe was of a pointy-eared little statue, right? Remember, I'm going to need Plan B rates for this one, not like the other 7. Now that we're parting ways, I'll also need that passport we discussed. And there's a passport burning. So, okay, she was out to acquire 8 artifacts. She acquired 7 via this person, and they were to bring the 8th. But for whatever reason, that does not seem to have occurred. There are some shoes. And they certainly don't seem to be her shoes. They seem way too big. It looks to me like this railing is broken, like outward, maybe? Alright, so what's going on here? The events took place at the something on August date 1974 resulted in... The events that took place at this place resulted in something. Okay. This is the story. There is a corkboard, and then there's a larger story for the whole for the whole chapter, like last time. Okay, so yeah, she still has her OPIG credit card. Passport's burning. She doesn't have the artifact. Decided to return the Lankan artifact I took in the divorce. So, between her suitcase and the safe, we can see 6 artifacts. 6 of the 7 depicted checkmarked things. That gem is nowhere to be seen. The green spray can is on the ground. Some on the rug. So the way this is coiled up, it gives the impression of like a slippage here. Somebody like slipping and kicking the rug out from under them, or potentially, you know, getting jumped, being attacked, having something thrown at them maybe that causes them to stumble backwards, something like that. So, and then they crash through here. Yeah, and you can see there's like water with a little bit of the green paint in it, the rest of the railing. And she is combing the Zen garden with obviously with the shovel nearby. So she has buried it could be the bank person, could be the axe. Unless you can explain yourself, you can expect a visit from me on Friday. So, unless we find some evidence here... Like, she clearly has strong feelings about these, delay the other 2 till September. And a check mark. So, okay, she's managed to get 2 of these people not to show up. This is not the same... No, it probably is. It probably is supposed to be the thing. So, okay, it's the third person. She managed to run the other 2 off. Her trusty colleague showed up. She got the artifact and then dispensed with him, either because she didn't want to pay or because, you know, like, probably she's just done with him, right? She's got all 8 of the things she was looking for. And at this point, he's like a loose end who knows too much kind of vibe. So... What's the date today? Is the moon visible? Okay. Oops, sorry, that's not it. All right, so it's probably the 13th. Okay, 1974 resulted in... I'm probably not allowed to just be like, someone's property. I mean, this did result in someone's death, right? This is also kind of right. A thing that's worth noting here is that this is incorrect. If there were only 2 fields wrong, it would say 2 or fewer things are incorrect. So we're just playing around here, but that was kind of interesting because that tells us that at least 3 of the fields are wrong. So this is... The gate says HF. So this is the Harmony Foundation, right? Probably. It's probably the Harmony Foundation. It looks to me like a private residence. Just like a rich person's private residence. But, you know, maybe those things are one and the same. On August 13th, resulted in... It does feel like it's someone's death, right? It resulted in... Hold on. If we put down someone's death, do we get a... Yeah, 2 or fewer incorrect at this point. Okay, so... Just looking at the gray words here, I'm trying to, again, like figure out the grammar of this. The events that took place here resulted in... asset seizure, someone's death. I'm just trying to figure out like what grammatically even fits, what pairs of words fit. Do I have the day wrong? Because honestly, this seems like it should be right. Oh, but it's Friday. Sorry, right. It's... I feel a little silly. I knew it was Friday. Okay, so this opens up the events here. All right, so... colleague visited historian to exchange an artifact for, it sounds like quite a lot of money. During the meetings, somebody suddenly tried to do something to somebody else. In response, person, verb, person with hairspray. And then... Right, because this is... Somebody got hit or sprayed with the hairspray. And then... What is this? What is this word here going to be? Having to fit the very limited set of verbs and nouns we have here into this is actually kind of a challenge. So I'm trying to make sense of the scene. Do we think that the colleague tried to rob the historian? Sorry, what blue words do we have? Yeah, rob is there. I don't actually see any evidence of that. But the money was out, and so like it could have happened, right? Oh, the gem's right there. I think I thought that was detail on the towel. That's totally the gem. If I'm honest, I was expecting a red gem because of what we know about the golden idol, but it absolutely is true that that gem is sometimes blue. Yeah, so perhaps the colleague tried to rob the historian and that provoked an action here that was self-defense. It wasn't a... He always was a thief. Yeah, okay. I guess that fits. Okay, so... Colleague tried to rob historian, and the thing that happened here was more self-defense. Historian sprayed colleague with hairspray and then opened a drawer. Well, the drawer would have had to have been open beforehand, right? Because the hairspray was in the drawer. And then pulled a rug. Pulled the rug, right. This is not just from someone like stumbling comically and then, kicking the rug up and then losing their footing even more. It is specifically the rug was yanked, and that causes colleague to colleague maybe this is an action the historian takes. I'm trying. Well, like, what are these? What are these words? Rock, artifact, safe, spray, pepper. Like, this is not. These are not great. Historian. These are both past tense, right? So we only have opened, sprayed, and pulled, and fell. And the second one has to be a verb with an object. Pulled a rock. Hold on. What does it look like you've done out here? You've buried a body, and then you've raked over the sandy ground above the body. I guess hit can be past tense too, huh? Opened, pulled, sprayed, hit. As a result, one of them... This probably seems very... I'm wondering if I've got this part wrong, and this is supposed to be pulled a rug. Like, maybe I moved too fast here. Because, like, this is either the colleague fell out the window. Which we don't have the words to express. Or it's the historian disposing of the body. Because she certainly hasn't cleaned up the scene yet. But it really doesn't feel to me like any of our nouns fit here. You certainly didn't fell, sprayed, opened, or hit a forgiveness or a hair. A drawer got opened, but that would be before any of this happened. A money wouldn't make any sense. It's got to be something that like both of these nouns refer to this, or both these verbs refer to this noun, right? Okay, a thing that has not been accounted for at all here, but that maybe should be, is that there's like water. Is that supposed to be? No, it's the sheet. It's the sheet. The curtain, rather. So that doesn't help us. That's not a thing that we can use. This is a little frustrating because I feel like I know what happened and that we just don't have the words to express it, which means that I'm missing some detail that they're trying to imply about exactly how it went down in a way that like does not matter, right, for understanding like the narrative thrust of the scene. But there is some little detail of what went down here that they believe they've expressed clearly. Does this do anything for us? Bad rug. She pulled back from my kiss. Yeah, it's just creating the words in the scene, even though that's like a very silly way to put the words on our tablet here. So she had the money. What is the purpose of the towel here? What is the towel for? What is it trying to tell us? Because the money suggests that she really was intending to pay, right? So it was... I think we've got the direction of the double cross right. See, if this is, and then opened a drawer... Right, if we move the rug thing down to here, and we say, like, as a result, historian, something and pulled a rug, then, like, sprayed colleague with hairspray, but the hairspray was in the drawer, because the top is still in there. So the drawer must have already been opened in order for her to grab the hairspray. Yeah, I guess this noun, or this verb doesn't necessarily have to refer to the noun, because it could be like fell and... I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be like fell and hit a rock? Let's fix this. Fell and hit a rock is a functional bit of grammar. Oh, sorry, not historian. That's colleague. Yeah, there it is. For some reason, it took me a really long time to see that as a possibility, because fell here is a verb that does function by itself, and then... Yeah, okay. The historian's colleague brought her a strange statue, but then began transferring artifacts from her safe into her suitcase. In her attempt to stop this, the historian killed her colleague. To cover up what she had done, she buried the body, burned the fake passport. Yeah, like there's... he hit a rock doesn't really do anything here narratively. Like it's a fully unnecessary... Okay, yeah, there's blood on the rock. There's the detail I missed that would have made that more obvious. But like in terms of the story of this scenario, he doesn't need to have hit a rock, right? That fall could be lethal for any number of reasons. Which is the part where I was getting hung up, because I was like, we understand what happened. Hey, we know this guy. The people who are familiar with the first game know this guy, Lazarus Hurst. Some claim he used a mystical artifact to seize power. The Golden Idol is a fictional artifact said to have derived from ancient Lemuria. Believers make contradictory claims about the idol's supposed function. One popular theory is that it granted eternal life, but no one thinks this anymore. However, modern historians agree that the idol never existed, and scientists have shown that such functionality is impossible. Modern historians, not this one, agree that. Okay. So this historian does believe the idol existed, and it looks to me like the little artifact bits that she was gathering could totally be pieces of that idol, right? Sorry, I should probably like... So we've been handed this. Wait. I mean, this is Lazarus Hurst. We don't actually have a spot to put his name. So I guess let's just keep moving on here. Behind bars, an alarming incident at Sternwall Prison. Okay, an awful lot to look at. So we have the least useful map I think I've ever seen. You don't need a map of an area if you can see everything that the map depicts from the place where the map is. Okay, books for the prisoners donated by the Harmony Foundation. Flowers for inner growth. Cartoon fun with Alfred Beasley. I mean, these are charming. This one kind of looks like a Don Hertzfeld illustration. There's a flag here that is a different flag than the nation we've seen before. Awareness, splitting space, end of soul. I can hear you. Naughty, naughty. My dear friend, you may not have heard the sad news that our mutual hero, the artist Alfred Beasley, passed away 1973. I hope the prison officers will allow you to hang this poster inside your cell. May we continue to find meaning in his drawings for many years to come. I know you will grieve for Alfred as will I. As a spiritual man, I believe the key to escaping our torment lies in remembering the date of our loved one's death and celebrating his life each passing year. Whatever comes from this, we must voice aloud our deepest feelings without fear or shame. Your friend, Stephen Aria. Okay, the key to escaping our torment lies in remembering the date of our loved one's death. Find meaning in his drawings. Whatever comes from this, we must voice aloud. Interesting. And down here we have some stuff. Clay, scissors, glue, some wire, and some paper. Yeah, trying to like make the shapes here, right? So, Henry, it's absurd that the cell numbers run from left to right in some hallways and right to left in others. When you install the new signs above the doors, please pick a direction and stick to it. That's a good note. So, no gambling, no tobacco, no cell decorations without an officer's permission. And we know some names here, but we don't know which direction they apply to the cells. So that's interesting. All right, barred window. Up here we have a pouch of tobacco hidden in a little thing. Okay, some symbols on the wall. Some sheets. And while working in the laundry room, I heard that Kempton is organizing another poker game. Buy-in is one full tobacco pouch. To do, find out how he always wins no matter what he's betting on. Could be useful as leverage. Overheard Sainsbury delivering something next door. Can he be bought too? Surely it wasn't a hacksaw, was it? It sure has sounded like it the past few nights, from what I've been able to hear over that blasted soap opera. Okay, that's interesting. So the person with the television in their room probably had some kind of tool. At 9 p.m., Love, Lust, and a Laundromat. Okay, a little hidden compartment in the floor containing a pack of marked playing cards and some, other contraband items. Yes, sir, Mr. Kendall. Sorry, Mr. Smith told me to begin with number 28, but you're the boss. All right, man's got a handgun and... Dearest Julia, I'm enjoying my new job tremendously. It is so rewarding helping the men better themselves. In particular, I've been helping one inmate nurture his talent for abstract art. One of his early sculptures explored the very fabric of the universe, using nothing but paper. Quite the virtuoso, eh? I like to think I played my part, as I was able to find everything he needed at my local craft shop. More recently, the same inmate explained to me his need to precisely prune one of his sculptures, to capture the fragility of the human spirit. What a visionary. Once again, I managed to find just the tool he needed, this time in the prison storage room. Unfortunately, my superiors do not seem to see that men like him are just misunderstood, especially our commanding officer, Patrick, who treats them and us terribly. I hope I never become like that, no matter how far up the ranks I eventually climb. Yours forever, Percy. Okay, so this fellow's name is Percy. Okay, there's a secret message. We're gonna get there. we're not there. Let's go ahead and get you marked as Percy right now. Not that one, you muppet. Start at the end of the hall. I want all these cells turned over methodically. Okay, the Mamusium Peel Club. Peel being some kind of sport. We saw that mentioned earlier. Alright, you got a handgun. You do not call the other guy by name, which is a real shame. Seems like a missed opportunity. So he was saying, Mr. Smith told me to begin with number 28. 28 would be the dead center of the hall. So that doesn't actually give us any information. Because 28 would be the third cell through either numbering system. Alright, over here we have what appears to be a method of escape. Now, clean cuts these. Just the pliers and some wire cutters should be enough to fix it. Even this tiny toolkit should have those. So we're here at Sternwall Prison. These pliers are from the toolkit, and also there's a set of wire cutters missing. Gee, I wonder what the thing was that the inmates got that guard to get out of the prison toolkit for him. All right. This guy's name is Henry Wakefield. He's here to do maintenance contract work. Let's go ahead and apply that right now. All right. We also have a saw blade that's been tucked into this drain here, and a drain pipe. A blunt hacksaw blade. Not so tough now, eh, Utley? You big girl's blouse. Is that... I mean, I guess that's a way to insult somebody. Alright, man is loaded for intimidating prisoners. This dog is named Clovis. We do not get to mark the dog. That's fine. And then we got a bunch of prisoners. Yeah, try calling me that without a gun in your hand, screw. See what happens. How dare he not inform me of his plans? That idiot's dug his own grave. Now, when I get out, I'll put him 6 feet under. And this guy is holding a double-headed coin. So, okay. Probably the cheater, the gambling cheater. Big girl's blouse. Looks like you got a new nickname, eh, neighbor? Just one more year and that'll be me, free as a bird. Torment's nearly over. I trust this will help you to forget whatever you think you heard. As extra insurance, I have a small request. I need you to get me something from your work. We can discuss it during the next exercise hour. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot going on in this one. We can see into the guard's office here. Now, clearly, I can't trust any two of you idiots to guard the whole block yourselves after 9 p.m. From today, you will all be working the graveyard shift every night. And get your bloody ears tested. How you didn't hear anything is beyond me. Okay, so... It's weird that we have our inmates here referred to solely by first name. Or I guess the last names are covered up by this thing. That kind of doesn't work, if that's supposed to be what we're supposed to be reading here. Because, like, why would there be so much space between Jason's first name and his last name? They should have chosen first names that had a... sort of a similar level of justification. All right. And then Jeremy's got a honker and a drawing of, I think, this guy here. This sure looks like our Jeremy. All right, and that's got us all of our words, finally. So, Jeremy is saying... Utley, he's talking to this guy, right? No, he's talking to this guy. You are Utley's neighbor. But yeah, I think that dude's definitely Utley. This one. Yeah. Okay, then looking in here... I think that's supposed to be him, Daniel Utley. It's not the best likeness, but the facial hair is pretty unique among these fellows. Okay, so Daniel Utley is here. So that makes this guy Arthur? He says neighbor. Robert here would look to be the one who's not present, right? That face is not among the people that we have, I don't think. So, yeah. Jason is the one with the scarred face. And then that means the other guy's Jimmy. It would appear. Okay, so we're gonna assign the cells here. This thing doesn't have cell numbers on it? No. Okay. All right, so let's start going over this again. I don't know what the purpose of this is. I guess it's just the justification for us having a map, but like, no, that doesn't make sense. We would have that map anyway. All right. So you've got a hidden compartment with just some bedding in it and some tobacco. Probably it is the case that this guy, and I've already forgotten which guy, you. Okay. You are probably in the middle cell. The middle cell seems to be the cell belonging to the guy who's good at cheating at all of the different games of chance. You also really enjoy Love, Lust, and a Laundromat, which I don't know what to do with. Okay, I heard Kempton is organizing another poker game. Find out how he always wins. Kempton. I wish it would organize these alphabetically. I guess they gave us a button for exactly that purpose. Mr. Smith told me to begin with number 28, but you're the boss. So probably... You're Kendall. Mr. Kendall. And that makes you Mr. Smith. Okay, Mr. Kendall's the boss. Assuming Sainsbury is the last name we have here from the guards, Sainsbury must be this other guy who believes he's doing so much good, he's delivering stuff to the prisoners. So let's nail that down. Percy Sainsbury. And then we do not have a huge number of names remaining. Continue to find meaning in his drawings. Cartoon fun with Alfred Beasley. So, the drawings up here relate the numbers to a color, right? Like 829147356. I don't know what to make of there being then the numbers arranged in a circle by color. We need another piece of information here that is probably contained in one of the drawings somehow. All right, so you have some tobacco. Surely it wasn't a hacksaw. Sure, it sounded like it the past few nights. So this is the corner cell. So yeah, we can see the backside of the flag there. So this is in fact the guy who hacked through the thing, I guess slid down the drain pipe, used the wire cutters to get through that fence, and then somehow slung this over here like a makeshift grappling hook, climbed over the wall in that way. And then it looks like there was a getaway car, I guess. We can discuss it during the next exercise hour. Need you to get me something from your work. This will help you forget whatever you think you heard. So this is the guy who is hearing things. Our escapee is in this cell. And then we know these two are neighbors, but that doesn't necessarily resolve this stuff. Why did Mr. Smith tell him to start with number 28? Presumably he knows about the, yeah, so we can see that cell. It's got the thing covering the window as well, although I don't know that gives us much information. So we have the discarded hacksaw blade, though I don't know what we need that for. I don't know what benefit we're getting out of Clovis here either. All right, what else can we get off of this? I'm a little worried that this is supposed to be Robert and that he just didn't have the facial hair when he got delivered here. Their faces are kind of similar. Not really, but also like this drawing doesn't really look like that guy. Sort of, kind of, right? Like, I would think that would be close enough if it, I don't know, the facial hair is doing a lot. Okay, but we can use this then. So, with these pieces of information, we know that Daniel Utley is next to... No, this is very awkward. Jason Kempton is in the middle, we knew that. Utley and Pakenham... Well, so, okay, no, we know then that this is Utley and this is this guy. Which then gives us names. Shit, that's not what I wanted to move. Whatever, it's fine. So I need this. Okay, so Arthur Pakenham. That makes Jimmy Beswick. And then we just have one more guard name. Sorry, I didn't mean to close that. It is a little awkward to manipulate the multiple windows. So this is a note to Henry, the maintenance guy. No cell decorations without an officer's permission. No gambling, no tobacco. Got plenty of contraband. So you say Mr. Kendall. There's no other names here. Trying to figure out where we get this guy's first name from. So 9 p.m. is the time when the soap opera comes on. It sounds like the dude listens to it quite loudly. Our escapee takes that opportunity to do some hacksawing because the TV's so loud it covers the sound, apparently, which is a hell of a thing. And yeah, and that means everybody's on duty, but that doesn't really help. Where did we get all of the first names from? And which ones are used already? So we have an Alfred that's still left, but we know Alfred's the painter. Sorry, Arthur is used, and it's not like 100% impossible that the two people in a situation could have the same name, but I do think they would probably try to avoid that. Yes. All right, we have an unused Patrick. And an unused Robert. And an unused Stephen. So now I need to look around and try to figure out where the hell those names came from. This is where we get Jeremy's name. Oh, sorry. Robert is the name of the criminal who got away. Okay, so Patrick and Stephen are two names that we still have that I don't remember the provenance of. That's just cards. That's just that book. Oh, our commanding officer, Patrick. Right, yep. Two or fewer incorrect. I have made some kind of error. Mr. Smith, Mr. Kendall, and Sainsbury are definitely the last names of the guards. Okay. Henry Wakefield's name is trivial, so it's a first name or a prisoner's name. Feel pretty good about Patrick, given what we just read. Feel pretty good about Percy, Has not delivered his letter yet. Has written it but not delivered it. That's not what I want to close. Feel pretty good about Jeremy. So yeah, it's a prisoner name. I've screwed up a prisoner name somewhere. Maybe this was supposed to be Robert? Just his... without the facial hair? I mean, his head's kind of the same shape. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of dirty pool given how sort of kind of almost these drawings are in the first place. But fine, whatever. Alright, so we've got everybody's names sorted. And then there is this message. The secret message was encoded with 6 numbers. All right, so yeah, back to the cell. We figured out the sort of like the larger thing. Oh, 281973, right. The secret message was encoded with 281973, obviously. 1973. And 281973. So, okay, a 2 is purple, which is a box or a thing in a box. The 8 would be a flower. The 1 would be a book. 9 is this shade of pink, which is also a book. But it's like the spine of a book, specifically. 7 is an equal sign or some bars. Bars equaling each other. 3, that blue is the saw. Ah, interesting. Flower, book, spine equals saw. So he had the thing was snuck to him in that book. Okay, so purple. This thing, I guess inside, that the thing is inside the box. So in the flower book spine, I snuck you that saw. Right, which he then used to do the thing. That makes sense. Okay, so we have a sense now of this. Stephen Aria. No idea who Stephen Aria is. So, this prisoner's name, the prisoner we don't have, is named Arthur. Yeah, Arthur. Arthur Blythe. Yep. Okay. So our good friend Arthur Blythe, who was in prison for, I've already forgotten, murder? Right? Something fairly serious. Arthur, murder. Yeah. Was in prison for murder or was in prison for life. Okay, murder. This is the one they wanted. Got out of his cell through a window using a saw blade that he received sneakily from one Stephen Aria. He entered the yard via a drain pipe, breached the fence using the wire cutters that he got from Percy Sainsbury. Finally, he climbed over the wall by attaching wait, what is the thing I want here? I guess the bars from his window. By attaching bed sheets, which he got from his neighbor, and I've already forgotten that guy, Jimmy Beswick. He borrowed some of those sheets that Jimmy Beswick was storing, tied them around the thing there. That was a fun one. I like that one a lot. Arthur Blythe received a hacksaw blade from someone outside the prison named Stephen Aria, very well concealed inside that book. Used the noise from a fellow inmate's television to cover the sound of him sawing through the window bars when the guards were understaffed, thus prompting the new policy where they all have to be on guard all the time. Okay. So, the Albion Times, Mamusium top league again. Mamusium won the Albion Pale Championship yesterday, beating Victrix in a thrilling 1-0 final. Also a killer's on the loose. Arthur Blythe, who formerly worked at the Museum of Lemurian History, was serving a life sentence for fatally stabbing a colleague who had caught him stealing artifacts, which he later sold at various locations. Okay, that's interesting. So... oh, interesting. What was that guy in for? Hold on. Racketeering. Okay. That's interesting. We also still have this this story bit that we haven't even approached. Somebody wanted to blank the mythical something of something from its... The golden idol is a single word here that we can apply. So hold on. Let me step out of the scenario thing, because we still have access to that storybook here. Yes, I want to make sure we have the right words. So the historian wanted to... My inclination would be that this is wanted to build the golden idol from its parts. I'm guessing that, I guess we want the golden idol of Lazarus Hearst, right? From its parts, but maybe it's supposed to be steal the mythical golden idol from its owner, right? Somebody arranged Arthur Blythe's prison escape. One Stephen Aria, I suppose. Because he knew the locations of the artifacts, or he knew the function of the golden idol. It's really hard to guess before we know all the words, huh? All right, we'll come back to all this. I think for the moment, what we're going to do is just call it a day, though. That was some good sleuthing. I maybe got to that a little bit slower than I would have liked. But I thought that that prison bit in particular was very satisfying. So that's it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time for step 3, which is, I don't know, it looks like an explosion has happened on this TV monitor. Something's on fire. So that ought to be fun. And we'll see you then.